Hi, this is Mike Brown, owner of Death Wish Coffee Company. Welcome to Fueled by Deathcast.
I love Jeff, but sweet and high. Whoop, there's so much drama, coffee and spice.
Death Wish Coffee presents Fueled by Deathcast, the world's strongest podcast. With your hosts, the incredible Jeff and the amazing D-Man.
Welcome to you, to me, to all of you out there to Fueled by Deathcast. It's another amazing episode, and we have...
You don't know that yet.
I do. We have some
You have
incredible
preconceived
stuff.
notions, sir.
Hey, man, I know what's coming, because I write this damn thing.
The content might be there, but what if our delivery is poor?
I think we're off to a good start.
All right. Let's keep it rolling then.
All right. Well, welcome to episode 61. That is right, number 61. We've now surpassed the Grammys.
We're 4 episodes away from retiring. Is that what the retirement age is, like 65, right?
6,500.
Oh,
We have to make
right.
it 6,500, and then we can retire.
Oh,
Yeah, so
shit.
we're a little far away from that. That's okay, though.
All
It's
right.
okay. You guys are with us. As always, I am the Incredible Jeff,
No, I'm the amazing D-Man.
and you can follow us on social media. It's so easy. I'm at Jeff Wish Coffee.
I am at Death Wish Dustin.
And just hit us up, Instagram, Twitter. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know about the different segments. Give us some ideas. We love to hear from you guys.
And if you're always looking to get insight in the company, I mean, we're pretty active on our Instagram account, so you always get to see cool little bits. I know I posted a new box today. If all you are excited about boxes, I'm the guy to follow.
I'm excited about boxes. I think that is a really cool looking new mug box.
Dude,
that's
those
gonna be
new
coming
mug
to you guys.
boxes. Wait until you get your Valentine's Day mug. These are so awesome looking. I'm so happy the way they came out.
And speaking of Valentine's Day mugs, those just were released. I can't stress enough, guys. Join the newsletter. Watch the podcast, which you're doing right now. Text mugs to 484848. These are all of the best ways you can find out when our mug releases come out. We always release them now a day early for subscribers. Subscribe to Coffee monthly, weekly, bi-monthly, however you want. You'll be able to get it a day early. We released these sets. They went like wildfire, just like we knew we would, because these mugs are awesome. We gave away a set last week on the show, and we figured, what the hell? Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again. So, you guys know the deal. Share the episode. Let us know you shared it in the comments off to the side of the screen, wherever it is
Or
for
under,
you.
wherever
So,
it is.
somewhere. Let us know you shared it, and you will get these mugs for free. You have a chance. You have one chance to get these mugs for free. Yeah, just go ahead and share the episode.
It's so easy.
They are beautiful.
They
you
really
got
are.
dried blood red and some bone-looking thing
Yeah,
over here. It looks
blood
great.
of my blood, bone of my bone. We're really happy with these.
Little Valentine's Day love here. Mwah, mwah.
There it is. And again,
I highly suggest if you win these, wash them.
all you got to do is share the feed, share in the comments. One lucky winner at the end of this episode. And we start every single episode by thanking our good friend, Brock Powell.
BrockVox.com.
That's right. Honestly, if you guys don't know who Brock Powell is yet, he is an incredible voice actor. Go over to BrockVox.com. Check out all the stuff that he does. Listen to his podcast, Unpop Podcast. We love Brock to death. We're going to be doing some fun stuff with him this year, hopefully soon. And he's such an amazing, talented guy.
He's a magical human being. He
Yeah.
really is.
Yes, for sure. Also, thank you to Black Magic Design. They are the company that makes all of the technology that allows us to make this show look good even when we don't.
Turning chumps into champions.
That's the one. I like the chumps into champions. It's really good.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
All right.
This week, if you type in the discount code DOGS, that is DOGS, you will get 15% off of our new 2018 Death Wish ceramic mug. This thing is awesome.
The hammer.
It is, I mean, it came out better than I expected. Tons of room for delicious hot black liquid in there. And yeah, we're just totally stoked the way this came out, and you can get a 15% discount on it. I told Jeff we couldn't do it because, they're in high demand. It's hard to keep them in stock. But Jeff threatened to beat me, so we decided to do it anyways.
This is why. The code is DOGS. That, again, is DOGS. You just put that in at your checkout, and you'll get that 15% off this mug all week long. And the reason why, first of all, is because the Hammer is a wide mouth mug. And I thought, hell, you could not only get this mug for yourself, but you could get it for your dog, too. And it could be like a nice little dog like bowl for your dog. Yeah, I know. You don't like that idea.
Your reasoning is completely flawed.
I'm reaching for it. I know.
I give you credit for at least putting some thought into it. There was a part of your day you're like, what do I need to do here? Good enough.
Thanks. The reason why, though, is because this week on the show, we have America's Canine Educator, Thomas Davis. And, man, this was a really cool interview. And he was local, so he came right over to the studio, brought some of his four-legged friends with him, and we talked all things dogs.
Hey, what a treat to have him as a local resident. Didn't know he was that close. The dude is a legend as far as dog trainers go. So it was just a no-brainer to get him here, fuel him up with a shit ton of caffeine, and get him talking about our four-legged friends.
Thomas started working with dogs when he was very young and really realized that he could kind of be on the same level as dogs and not, force them to do things, but he could educate a dog at a very early age. But he thought everybody could do that. It wasn't until later in life that he found out that he actually has a gift, and he put it to good use, started his own business, and now he owns Upstate Canine Academy and is America's Canine Educator.
And we got to see that in action the other day, and it's undoubtedly he knows how to communicate to dogs. It's amazing. It really is.
And also his good buddy Thompson Poe, who is actually pictured here too, came by the studio and we interviewed him too, which was a lot of fun. And tune into that episode tomorrow, guys. You don't want to miss it. But here's a sneak peek of our interview with Thomas Davis, America's Canine Educator.
The Fueled by Death guest.
We have people all the time that come in, they say, I got this dog, and I'm like, okay, look, your dog's obedience is great, meaning your dog will sit and stay forever.
Right.
But your dog's not happy because you're not spending time with your dog, and you can't buy that, right? So people will come in, they're like, here's a bunch of money, fix my dog. I'm like, nope, not at all. You couldn't give me enough money to fix your dog.
Right.
Because I can do it, I'll do it right now, but then I got to fix you, which you don't have enough time for. So leading to my next point is I don't know if I read it, saw it, heard it, but I heard it maybe somewhere that if, or maybe I thought it, I don't know. But I've always wanted to go around New York City, or I go to California a lot to do some seminars and stuff like that. And there's homeless people everywhere. But their relationship with their dog is so great.
Yeah.
That's all they have.
Yep.
And it's exactly what you were just talking about is their relationship is solely based off
emotion.
Yeah, it's I trust you, you trust me, I love you, I respect you, all these things. And you'll see homeless people walking down interstates with no leash and their dog's right behind them.
Yeah.
And people are like, but think about it. If you go, even if you get off exit 15 here in Saratoga, sometimes there's people, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
There's people with dogs all the time out there, and they're just laying there, no food, nothing. They're just sitting there. And I always tell people, and they get a bit offended sometimes. They say, why does I said a happy dog never runs away.
It's true.
And they go, what do you mean? I said, well, if your dog's constantly literally finding an escape all the time to run away from you, chances are your dog's probably not happy, right?
Yeah.
And so that's an interesting concept to think about, going into what you were saying about they don't care about money, cars, what you do at your work, and things like that. But that also has, I think, a great toll on the people who do have a lot of that. And they can, really uberly famous, wealthy people can then go home and their dog's like a dog to them. Not, you know what I mean? It's just got to be hard being in that position sometimes. So I think it works both ways.
Science!
All right, science time. So, actually, two different topics coming from the same planet, and it's not ours.
I'll tell you what, I'm back to being afraid of space because I watched Cloverfield Paradox last night.
Oh, you watched that, huh?
Yeah, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning with that, post Super Bowl heartburn.
I don't want to get into it, but give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on it.
Let me think about it for a second.
Ooh, a thumbs maybe?
No, I just gotta really think how it was good.
Okay, all right. I want to check it out.
As far as it is on par, maybe a little bit higher than the other Cloverfield movies.
No,
yeah, it was.
We'll make our own.
It was, yeah.
It was that new thing that was dropped.
It was definitely.
Super Bowl.
It was definitely fucked up.
Oh, cool. Well, I can't wait to see it. But this is real stuff. This is actually some new discoveries coming from the planet Mars. And the first one is new images from the high-resolution imaging science experiment, called HiRISE, which is actually showing Martian ice sheets just below the surface. And I have a photo. It's color enhanced, obviously, but this is a photo that is showing a cutaway on Mars, and that is actual ice that is just below the surface.
So there's water on Mars.
Correct.
Wow.
And that's pretty great. The HiRISE is actually attached to the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which has been orbiting the planet since 2006. On this show, we've talked a lot about Curiosity, and actually we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go on. But a lot of people don't know the amount of spacecraft and rovers we have on Mars right now. I mean, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is an orbiting satellite that orbits Mars. It also orbits along with Mars Express and 2001 Mars Odyssey, and up until recently, another one called Mars Global Surveyor. But Mars Global Surveyor went into safe mode, and its mission has been deemed over because it ran its course of its mission. Its batteries basically died, and now it's just orbiting Mars as a piece of junk.
I feel like this is just an insert for an Energizer Bunny commercial.
Yeah, right. But also, I mean, you have to remember Curiosity's up there, and 2 other rovers are up there as well. So there's a lot of different stuff.
By the time we get to Mars, it's just gonna be filled with shit that
Yeah,
we put
right?
on it.
But it's really interesting that we found this, and the lead author, Dr. Colin Dundas, research geologist with the Astrogeology, say that a lot, Science Center at the U.S. Geological Survey, said there is ice under roughly a third of the Martian surface, which records the recent geological history of Mars. So not only are we getting to know that, yeah, there's a lot of water underneath the surface that obviously we'll be able to utilize when we get there, but it gives us a good, clear record of the geological history of Mars. You know, like you peel it away like layers of an onion kind of thing, or like, rings in a tree. You can see, sediment and how that worked, like in recent history and even in very, very past history in Mars.
I got a question for you. An opinion-based question. When we inevitably make it to Mars, do you think we will find evidence of past civilizations that were on Mars a long, long time ago?
Man, I hope so. I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Mars once was a habitable planet, that you might have heard this term before, the Goldilocks zone.
Yep.
We exist in the Goldilocks zone. In our solar system, Earth is perfect distance from the sun, and it gets the amount of rays, and it has the right atmosphere.
But not everything was where it is now.
Right. So maybe way, 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 way in the past, Mars was like Earth and had lots of water and land and vegetation.
And in that Goldilocks zone, and we were kicking it, looking at Earth, being like, man, one day we'll have to find a way to populate Earth because we can't live on Mars forever because it's moving.
I mean, the practical mind in me says, no, we won't find stuff like that, but I want to. I would love for us to find.
the chances, it's probable.
It's probable. Yes, it is. And it's really neat. But this is what's cool about seeing subsections like this. And I actually have another photo.
But hey, on a side note, just to finish that up, anybody who starts posting the shit about look at the formations we found on Mars, evidence that human life was there, the first thing I do is roll my eyes.
Oh, me too. Again, we got to get there ourselves. Yeah. Which we will.
Yes.
But I have another photo that actually shows you this cross section within context of the ridge on Mars that they're dealing with, and it's really, really interesting. Similar to ice cores that are recovered from the Earth's surface, these ice sheets may literally preserve a record of ice deposition, or how the ice was deposited in the past climates of Mars. So we get a good snapshot of the history of Mars just from seeing this. And we have enough instrumentation now orbiting the planet and on the planet itself that we can really delve into this information and start to extrapolate some really cool discoveries from this. I think that's really, really neat. The researchers also said there is low rock and dust content in the exposed ice, and this means that relatively pure water ice capped by only a thin layer of ice-cemented rock and dust may be readily accessible for future exploration missions. And what that basically means is we're not going to need a humongous filtration system to utilize this ice either. It's not filled with pebbles and all this debris in
And
it.
radioactive material.
Yeah, it's maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But at least what we're seeing initially is that it is pretty much pure water ice, which is made up from, and this is interesting, it's made up from water vapor that was frozen on the planet, so it never actually made it to its liquid state. It was a vapor state and then was immediately frozen, so now it's in its ice form. Obviously, it can very easily be turned into liquid, which will help us when we get there.
That's so weird, man.
So cool. But that's not the only thing that came out of Mars in the past couple weeks. Also out of Mars, which was absolutely cool, from the Curiosity rover, we got a stunning wide-angle panorama sent back from Mars, and a lot of pictures have been sent back, and this might not look like a lot, especially right behind us. Wow. But I'll put it up there.
Is that actual picture or is that color corrected?
It is color corrected. What they do is they take the rock compositions that we can take from infrared and that kind of stuff, and then they white balance them. So the colors look the same. The rocks that we know look the same color that they would on Earth. They're going to look different on Mars because it's farther away from the sun. It does not have the same atmosphere, so light is reflected differently. But for our intensive purposes, it's color corrected like
Dude,
that.
it doesn't look that different from Earth.
It really doesn't. And what's really cool is this is the view from Vera Rubin Ridge on the north flank of Mount Sharpen, and it encompasses much of the 11-mile route that Curiosity has driven from its landing site in 2012 in the Gale crater. And they took all of these photos and took that, instead of just this panoramic like this, made them into a compiled video, and I'll play that for you guys right now from JPL, and it's really cool.
When the Curiosity rover climbed a ridge and the skies cleared up during Martian winter, we had the chance to take this amazing panorama, and I'm really glad we did. Curiosity is inside Gale Crater, a huge basin made by an impactor about 3.8 billion years ago. The mountains across the crater floor are actually the northern rim of the crater. They rise over a mile above the rover. It's so clear when we took this image that you can even see a hill outside the crater that is 50 miles away. I love how you can see Peace Vallis, a channel that once held a flowing river, like many others that formed lakes inside Gale Crater. This is also the first time we could look back and see everywhere we've been so far in the mission since landing in 2012. Here's the path we took. After landing, we drove to Yellowknife Bay before we turned southwest through Darwin, Cooperstown, and the Kimberley. The rover studied dark, wind-blown sand at Namib Dune. Curiosity then weaved between the Murray Buttes, checked out Ireson Hill, and made a tricky crossing of the Bagnall Dunes before reaching the ridge where it sits today and caught this amazing view.
Super, super cool. And like, that kind of stuff, it just boggles your mind, because like, we know that this stuff's up there. We know we have rovers on Mars, and we get photos back from time to time, but to see something that succinct, like, and be able to, it basically has been able to turn around and just see where it's been for the last.
Actually giving us a true idea of what the landscape looks there for the first time ever. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's really, really cool. So we're only learning more and more about this planet, which is so cool. And here's a quote actually from the Curiosity project scientist, Dr. Ashwin Vasveda. Even though the Curiosity has been steadily climbing for 5 years, this is the first time we could look back and see the whole mission laid out below us. And that's just excellent. Like, again, there's so much mystery on this planet. You're right, D-Man. Maybe we'll even find, remnants of alien life on it when we inevitably get there. And we will be there. We will be there hopefully within our lifetime. And the discoveries will be exponential after that. Once
Yeah.
we're finally have boots on the ground on this actual planet.
That's amazing. It's our next door neighbor that we're finally getting to meet. It's pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
What fuels you?
All right, so this week we got to talk with America's Canine Educator, Thomas Davis. Obviously talked a lot about dogs.
Yeah.
But when we got to what fuels you, he said something really surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, we haven't covered this yet, and I think it's so important. But the thing that he said that really rung true to me is what fuels him is not actually. It is more than just what fuels him. It's finding what doesn't fuel him,
Right,
and
weeding out what doesn't fuel
and then
him.
removing that from his life. And man, if there are truer words to live by, I do not know them. And it's how I've definitely lived my own life. That if you find yourself in a poisonous relationship, either with people or product, meaning that if you have a poisonous relationship with alcohol or drugs or anything, with yogurt, I don't care what it is. If you have any poisonous relationship in your life, you need to get rid of it. It's slowing you down, and you will never achieve your full potential while that is in your life. So you really do need to weed out your garden of life with the things that are holding you back, and it is going to be a lot of people. A lot of people are going to hold you back, and I've dealt with that a lot in my life. A lot of different people are going to slow you down with their problems that have nothing to do with you, and will lay it at your doorstep, and you will inevitably end up thinking that it is your responsibility, and now you're dealing with something that will not improve your life at all.
Yeah, and it's one of those easy things again that you don't really think about, but when he posed it as, I find out what doesn't fuel me, and then I put a pin on that and then get, kind of push it away from my life. That's something that I think everybody needs to take a little bit of time every year, kind of reevaluate.
I think it's almost a mindful practice you keep throughout your entire life.
Yeah.
And you should be constantly asking yourself, am I wasting my time right now?
Yeah, it's
Is
true.
this improving my life? And if it's no, walk away.
Yeah.
I have been
or change it. You don't have to necessarily. I mean, a lot of times it's not black and white. You can't just cut somebody out of your life or a thing.
And we've talked about that before, but
because look at. I'm just going to say
sometimes
this.
you spend a lot of your time trying to fix something,
right?
And you're wasting your time,
right?
Degrading your own value of life,
right? But you got to take the right steps to get the thing that isn't fuel you out of your life. You have to take the right step. You can't just, close that door. And you brought it up earlier, you want to talk about alcoholism. I'm sure we've all have people either in our life or in our surrounding our life that have went through alcoholism, and that's something just like drug addiction. That's something that you have to ease off of. You can think about. That's why they have a 12-step program. You can think, oh, I need to get away from this, but it's actually detrimental for you if you just stop completely on drugs or alcohol. You have to get walked through those 12 steps.
Yeah, but those are certain examples that, yes, you're going to deal with withdrawal symptoms on certain on certain drugs and alcohol. But man, if the quicker you can get the vampires out of your life, the better. Shine a light on everything, and everything that hisses and goes, no, the light. Get rid of it. Get rid of it.
I love it. You're right. It should be like a mindful practice, because there are things that you don't even think about that might be just kind of dragging you down.
Dude, I've been halfway through conversations and I'm like, this motherfucker's wasting my time. And I don't even say, bye, we're done here. I'll just leave. I will literally just turn boot and walk out.
It happens all the time. I'll have this awesome thing to tell D-Man, and I'm all excited about it, and halfway through he just turns around and walks away.
I'm really good at signing off. I'm really good. If there's anything, if there's any lesson of what fuels you that resonates with me more, I don't know it. This is the one. This is the one I'm able to follow to a T. I cut the fat out instantly. Be efficient in life. That's what I'm all about.
And I think, the proof is in the pudding too, because people who do that become more successful almost immediately. And when we talked to Thomas about this, one of the things that he was talking about was that every year since he started his business, he has had press done on him, some big news story or something, just to keep his name out there, to keep obviously you got to get your business out there. So every time he does that, he sets a goal for himself, and by then reevaluating himself and knowing what fuels him and what doesn't, and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't, he said consistently he reaches that goal every single year. And that breeds success, I think.
And that brings up another point of that. It's not necessarily the people and things in your life you have to cut out. It might be aspects of yourself.
It's true.
It's good to look at yourself and go, I don't enjoy that aspect of myself. I need to find a way to curb it, to get rid of it. I mean, even down to last year, I was like, I don't like that I bite my nails. It's such a silly thing, but it took a lot of conscious effort, and I just had to be, and I don't even know what brought it up in my head, but it was like, it's just time to stop that. You need to cut that shit out.
Terrible with that.
Dude, I was horrible my whole life, and it runs in my family. I remember I even had an uncle that I was almost denied from the Air Force because he chewed on his nails so
Wow.
bad. I know, it gets crazy.
Wow.
But it's like, they don't want you to have habits. They don't want the fat on the meat. Nobody does.
Right.
And you don't want the fat on your own meat. Cut that off. Be efficient, and definitely take a hard look at yourself. Take a hard look at anything that you practice in, and find the things that you don't necessarily enjoy, and spend time working on making that better. And it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it's what about Bob? It's baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps to the elevator.
It's the truth. It is. That is something that can better anybody's life just by figuring out what isn't working and trying to either make it work or getting rid of it altogether.
And you'll find those successful people, man, they don't mess with nonsense.
Right.
They just don't
They
deal
don't
with
have time
it.
for nonsense.
And neither do you if you want to be successful.
Right.
So cut the shit.
Yeah, cut the shit.
Community shout out.
All right, so community shout out this week. I went off script because this show is obviously talking a lot about our guest this week, Thomas Davis, the America's Canine Educator. And I thought, what better way to have a community shout out than one of our favorite hashtags here at Death Wish Coffee. And the community continually uses this, and if you've never done it, feel free to join in the fun because we love seeing all this online, and that is hashtag Death Wish Dog.
I love it. I love seeing all the puppies with their bandanas on. I love it.
It's the best. So, I just went online and I just grabbed a bunch of these different photos that I found of some of our favorite Death Wish dogs. And there's so many out there. And I might even, put these all into a blog and put that up there too, because periodically we love seeing this hashtag in action, because what's better than puppies and coffee, like you said?
Nothing.
Nothing. And there's always some fun photos. And
Is that Brian's dog?
you know what? I got them all confused, so I don't even remember who's.
It's got to be Brian.
Right.
I think that's your dog.
That's our fearless leader right there with Odin. I had to
so good.
I had to throw that one in there. But I mean, we love all animals, but because we talk to America's Canine Educator, I figured why not shout out all of the lovable dogs and puppies and four-legged friends out there.
You better put a picture of Gucci up here.
Oh, I'll have to find one. Yep, for sure. But yeah, that bandana that we come out with every single year that we tweak, that's always a good thing for a dog,
A little puppy with a broken leg.
Yeah.
He looks like he has a tear in his eye.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
love that
God.
photo. I love that photo. There's our good friend Joey Castillo.
I see Apollo.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
He's
I
got
love
his,
that dog.
He's got his dogs. And I mean, again, it's so fun seeing that hashtag. If you've never participated in Death Wish Dogs, it's so easy. Just, in your social media posting, post a picture of your dog and use that hashtag while you're doing it. And the great thing about the internet.
Don't give your dog coffee, though.
Yeah, don't
I
give your
think
dog
that's a bad
coffee.
thing.
That's the great thing about the internet, though, with hashtags nowadays. Hashtags are such a searchable thing. And it basically creates an album.
Yeah.
For whatever it is.
Yeah.
I follow I'm sure a lot of you guys too, I follow the hashtag Death Wish Coffee.
Yeah.
And I love that hashtag because it's everybody enjoying the product that we love to push on everybody. Yep. And Death Wish Dogs is just another one of those things where it's just, if you type in hashtag Death Wish Dogs, especially on Instagram or Facebook, it's just nothing but awesome pictures of dogs.
I love puppies.
And Death Wish. So So good for all that. And we got some birthdays, as always, because it seems like every day people have birthdays.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
Everybody's getting old all the time.
Everybody's getting old. So first up, Thursday, February 8th, one of my favorite actors out there, Seth Green, is going to be 44 years old. Star of, obviously, Austin Powers, his own thing, Robot Chicken, Family Guy. God, what was that teen movie that he was in? Can't Hardly Wait? No, it wasn't that.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, man, Melissa Joan Hart was in it. A bunch of people
I know
were
what
in
you're
it.
talking about. He was
Yeah.
dressed all like with
Yup.
the goggles.
He's been in a ton of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all sorts of stuff. But the one that everybody forgets, but the first time I ever saw Seth Green, and, playing Richie. They'll all float down here,
beep, beep, Richie.
Beep, beep. There he is from It. And a fun story, actually. I met Seth Green at a Comic-Con about 8 years ago, and I knew he was going to be there, and it was going to be signing stuff, and I wanted to bring something for him to sign, and you actually let me have your VHS copy of It.
Yep.
And I gave it to Seth Green to sign, and he was so tickled by it. He was like, oh, my God. And on the back of the VHS is the photo of all the kids, and he circled himself and signed it for me.
It is Can't Hardly Wait.
Can't Hardly Wait. I was right. All right. If I can find a photo of that VHS, I'll sync it in this episode. But love Seth Green. Love all the stuff he's done. On Friday, February 9th, the man of the hour, it seems, because nobody can stop talking about this frickin' movie coming up. Michael B. Jordan is going to be 31, star of movies like Creed, of the Fantastic Four reboot that came out, but the one that everybody is waiting for is Black Panther, and there he is as the villain Killmonger. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see him in action in this movie.
With all the bumps?
I don't know. It could be, who knows? We're in superhero world, so it could have something to do with his power set, or that is tribal. So that could be some sort of Wakandan kind of tribal thing. We don't know yet.
Looks like he's covered in Braille.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm very, very excited to see Michael B. Jordan be this character in the Black Panther. Cannot wait for that movie. Already got my tickets. Comes out on February 15th. Cannot freaking wait for that movie. Saturday, February 10th, the very lovely Laura Dern is going to be 51 years old. She has been in a ton of stuff. In fact, she is making lots of headway now in a show called Big Little Lies. Big Little Lies, I believe it's called. It's not a show I watch, but it just won all the awards. It's the SAG Awards and all those awards. Everybody won awards for it. She's amazing. Obviously cannot bring up Laura Dern without bringing up one of my favorite movies of all time, though. That's Jurassic Park. There she is in Jurassic Park. Love her to death. On Sunday, February 11th, singer Mike Shinoda is going to be 41 years old. You probably recognize him from his lesser-known project Fort Minor or his much more widely known project Linkin Park. There he is with Chester, who died unfortunately last year. But lots of great music from that band over the years, and Mike was always right there with Chester. They were like the main songwriters of that group, and he's still doing a lot of stuff. Speaking of musicians, Tuesday, February 13th, the incomparable Henry Rollins is going to be 57 years old. This guy got his start in punk rock and now tours on basically a speaking tour.
Dude, he is the best storyteller
he really
of
is.
Our time.
Yeah, if you've never listened to Henry Rollins, he's got some books on tape. He's also got a bunch of video on YouTube of some of his stuff on tour and stuff like that. Captivating.
Yeah.
Knows how to just captivate an audience. He's very, very well spoken.
And, man, I love listening to his stories about the early days in Black Flag.
And I got that right here. This is a very, very young Henry Rollins singing for Black Flag. I believe this is 1987, this photo right here.
Yeah, I think if you catch him like a few more years after this, he's probably tripled the size.
Yeah.
Because he went through a powerlifting. I mean, he's still a big guy, but obviously, he's 57. He's approaching 60. He's not as big as he used to be. But, man, he was huge.
Yeah, he was
and
huge.
Very vegan at the time, which was always surprising.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was this oh, he's this hardcore badass eating beer bottles and doing drugs all
Yeah,
over the place.
right?
The dude was straight edge.
Yeah.
I think he smoked pot like once in his life.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty
really,
intense dude.
Really intense dude, and he's having that birthday. And finally, Wednesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day birthday, to the incredibly beautiful and lovely Denai Guerrera. She's going to be 40 years old, and you probably know her as Michonne on The Walking Dead. She is that
good picture of her.
She is so gorgeous, and she is the badass with the samurai sword on The Walking Dead there, slicing zombies in half. But again, cannot wait for the Black Panther, and there she is in the Black
Panther.
yeah. Yep, and she is a character who, I forget the name of the character.
Love that costume.
Yeah. She's a character who's a very kind of background character in Wakanda in the comics.
Yeah.
So it might be fleshed out more in the movie. So it's one of those characters where it's like they're naming her because the name exists in the comics, but nothing was really ever done with that character. So we might see with an actress like her, I'm sure they've given her a bigger role than just, hey, here you are kind of thing.
She's got the best angry face.
Oh, yeah.
She really does.
Cannot wait for that movie.
I smell a roast.
You smell that, Jeff?
I do smell that. You know what it is?
I smell a bunch of freaking dummies.
Yeah, it's Philadelphia burning. I entitled this week's roast, Why Can't We Have Nice Things, People? The superb owl just happened, the Super Bowl there, and I know, Dustin, you're very excited because your Philadelphia Eagles are
Eagles.
now the champions.
What a great game.
Well, it was a
great
very
game.
good game. Dustin and myself actually baked up, I think, entirely too many chicken wings.
No.
And no? Okay, good. Yeah, a lot of chicken wings. We ate until we were full, and we watched some football, which was a lot of fun. But I woke up the morning after to Philadelphia in flames.
Of course. And we all saw it coming, which is kind of sad. And in fact, I think a little bit of our anticipation made it like this occasion. Made it like, oh, well, when we win, of course we're going to fucking tear everything up and burn the city down. And more people joined in because it's like a holiday. It's horrible.
This is a normal occurrence in America, but in the world at large, too, after a big game in sports, the fans riot in the streets, and it happens more often than not when the team wins as opposed to when the team loses.
Yeah.
And, I don't understand it. And as we're discussing this, I'll sink in some of the video from Philadelphia the night of the Super Bowl there. And people were, destroying businesses and jumping off of awnings and doing all this crazy stuff. And I can't really wrap my brain around it. But to play devil's advocate, you can kind of understand it because mob mentality is a real thing.
It's more than mob mentality, though. These idiots are drinking their
It's
faces
true.
off.
It's
And
true.
you said it right there when they win.
Yeah.
It ends up being more violent.
Yeah.
And that is because they drink more.
Yeah.
And they inevitably have a little bit more energy because they're excited. But, I mean, they're reverting to being 8-year-old children.
Yeah. And
it's
it always
very crazy.
It always looks bad, I understand celebrating and feeling great. And it's that feeling of, you can break it down into three things. It's the feeling of mob mentality. You're caught up in thousands of people being crazy, so you're going to feel a little crazy. It's impossible to not. That mob mentality is, like I said, a real thing. Crowd anonymity, like being in a crowd and knowing that you can kind of do anything and get away with it because you're just a face in the crowd. It's not, hey, here's Dustin, like nobody can see you really.
Also, if everybody else is participating, you're like, oh, they're not going to nail me because all these 8,000 idiots are doing it too.
Right. And finally, it's the idea of feeling invincible. Like I said, I showed you that video of the guy like jumping off the awning. It's like you just feel like there's nothing can harm you now. Your team won. You're drunk. Everything's great. Everybody's wrecking the streets and flipping cars and stuff like that. Is it cathartic? That's kind of why I'm bringing it up as the roast. Like, okay, why can't we have nice things? Is it cathartic? Are we so stressed out as sports fans that we need the release after it won, that we need to be delinquents and throw bricks through windows and set cars on fire? People get hurt in these riots too. And I did some digging. I didn't know this, that sports riots go way back to 532 AD. There was a riot called the Nika riots or the Nike riots. And it was basically started by the supporters of a chariot racing team called the Greens at the time, and they went after the Byzantine emperor because he was a supporter of the opposing team, the Blues. This resulted in half of the city of Constantinople burning to the ground, and 30,000 people lost their lives in this riot.
Wow.
All over sports. Now, obviously, it had some politics in there, too. I'm sure they weren't really happy with their emperor, and that's why they went after him as well. But that was the catalyst was sports.
Well, when you bring up politics, it makes me think that it has a lot to do with this tribal mentality, us versus them.
Yeah.
Which turns into shit like this. I mean, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It flabbergasts me.
Yeah.
It
hurts my brain, too, man.
Let
It
me
really
just
does.
say, if you're a part of practices like this,
Yeah.
I've lost all respect for you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. We're all young and dumb sometimes, and I've definitely destroyed my fair share of public places. But
I regret it.
exactly,
I did it, too, and I regret it.
and I've grown up and realized that doing that,
I was a douchebag.
yes,
Yeah.
you're
Excuse me, but I was.
a plague on society, man.
Yeah.
You just really like you said, we can't have nice things. You're really taking away the nice things, the civilization, the property.
Yeah.
And you're just shitting on it.
Yeah.
And you have no reason to do it.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
And
And
this
like
is-
I said, I just have absolutely no respect for you if you're practicing this.
And I have other examples too that people might remember from recent history. Every single time in Chicago when the Bulls won, this is an actual photo from '92, I think. Rioting and looting occurred in Chicago every time the Bulls won the championship. That was 91, 92, 93, 96, and 97. Loss of life, loss of property, tons and tons of damages. It was ridiculous. In 1993, the Montreal Stanley Cup led to $3 million in damages in Montreal. And police cars on fire. Yeah. Police
that
cars.
shit right there. That pisses me off.
Police cars on fire. In 2000, the UEFA soccer finals led to 500 fans of the team Arsenal attacking the opposing team fans, the Galatasarays.
Hooligans are next level.
Yeah.
Man.
They attacked them like an army. They flanked them from behind. 500 people flanked them from behind with knives and pipes. The fighting lasted for 45 minutes. And finally, within the next hour, police finally made it in there and were throwing tear gas in there. People died. Tons of damages, ridiculous. And then even as recent as 2014, when the Giants won the World Series, the riots in San Francisco led to buses, cars, and including police cars all being set on fire, 2 people shot, and 1 person stabbed, and over $4 million in damages.
And I want to add something because this picture makes me think of it.
There you go.
Even if you're not taking part in property damage, if you're there as a spectator or just this is supporting it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this at all. In fact,
Yeah.
you're just as bad as the people flipping over cars doing shit like this.
Now, granted, the people who are part of the mob, like say in Philly, that just happened, those people that are part of the mob, they might be not wanting to be part of the mob. They just want to get back to their houses. And those people who are documenting, we all have cell phones now. So the people who are documenting this stuff, like the videos that I was able to show, I think that's helpful because that's showing the debauchery and the delinquentism, of this, So good for you for being...
Yeah, but taking a selfie in front of this shit, making it
That's
look
different.
like it's the cool place to be,
That's different.
fuck this.
Yeah. I just, I don't understand it. Like I said, Philly won their first Super Bowl ever, and obviously the city was going to be very happy, but lots of damages. So far, I haven't heard, as of recording this, I haven't heard of anybody who died, thankfully, but I'm sure there were lots of injuries. And like you said, is it all stemming back to one thing? Is it all stemming back to alcohol? If you were to take alcohol out of the equation, would it not happen, or would it just happen less?
It would most certainly happen less.
Less, yeah.
I don't think we could call it a full-scale riot if you take alcohol out of the
It's
mix.
true.
I think you might get a few like rowdy people.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get this maddening destruction. That's why it always blew my mind that, not to get into too much political stuff, but you know, the illegalness of marijuana and the legalness of alcohol, because alcohol always leads to shit like this.
And just to bookend it, there was a sports events, at least in America, do not do deals on alcohol at any event ever anymore at all, and that is because of 10-cent beer night in 1974 at the Cleveland Indians Stadium.
Yeah.
They did a promotion that was like to get more people in the seats, that if you come out to this game, it was the Indians, I think, versus the Tigers, I'm not exactly sure, but if you come out to this game, you could get 10-cent beers. Oh my God. And at that time in 74, I believe there were 65 or 75 cents a beer. So like that was amazing. So obviously the stadium was packed, and then immediately packed of insanely drunk people, and they almost destroyed the stadium. So all sports events after the fact were like, we're never going to run deals on alcohol.
Well, I think they should even take it a step further. I mean, the way that makes me think, well, maybe they should stop serving alcohol at a certain time.
They do.
Like,
Baseball?
I'm talking about like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Baseball stops at the 7th inning. I believe
In the
football-
stadium.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the city.
In the city. Yeah.
You know,
on those nights.
like Super Bowl night.
Yeah.
They should stop serving alcohol at 10 o'clock. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of bars are going to fight that because they're going to be losing out on money and sales of alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
You know, the money that's being lost in destruction of property,
Yeah.
it far outweighs the money gained from bars selling alcohol to overdrunk idiots.
Yeah, this reminds me of this, actually. I didn't even look this up. I'm pretty sure it happened before the game even happened. Bud Light made a deal and said if the Eagles go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl, they'll buy everybody in Philly a Bud Light. And I wonder if they actually they went up on that, because that's just fueling it too. It's like a free beer.
Breaks my brain, dude.
Yeah.
All I have to say is that if you were there, I hope you're listening to us.
And I hope you're okay.
I hope you're okay. B, I hope you're shamed.
Yeah.
And participating.
I know,
in
we
this.
should really get away from the rioting. Celebrate all you want.
Yeah, be crazy, be rowdy.
Crazy.
I don't
set
care.
cars
Knock
on
over
fire.
a couple things, whatever.
Yeah, don't set cars on fire. Don't ruin people's businesses.
I'm all about being rambunctious and rowdy, but this is disgusting, careless, immature.
Yeah.
It is. It makes the human race look bad.
Yeah.
If aliens were looking down on us, thinking, are we going to visit these guys? And they see shit like this, it's
Nope.
Hell no,
Nope.
not those idiots. They're still a bunch of apes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Ugh.
It's craziness, Jeff.
Ah.
Okay. Are we?
All right.
Okay. Good.
Woosah.
We're moving on to good stuff.
Woosah. Good stuff.
Okay.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
Okay, D-Man. We got some big stuff to talk about on the update.
This week, we're releasing Death Wish Molotov cocktails for all your rioting needs.
You know, you always do that. You always I'm always excited to just get away from the roast.
I can't just drop it, man. I can't just close the door on it. I'm still worked up. It's not like it's a switch that I turn on and off. It's once you got it on, it's fucking on. Okay, I'm better now.
For real though, this week, like I said, on this update is chock full of reveals, guys. You guys are gonna get the lowdown on some really, really cool stuff. And first of all, we talked about this last week, and we kind of alluded that there would be some fun stuff involved, and there is. So we told you guys that the band Flogging Molly is setting sail with a bunch of punk bands this year, and that Death Wish Coffee is going to go, and specifically us, we're going to go and we're going to chronicle it all on the podcast, and we're going to caffeinate a bunch of these punk rockers in the middle of the ocean, which is going to be crazy. Well, right now, you guys can go to this link, and we've got a contest running, and that contest is going to give you the chance to win an ocean view room and tickets for 2 on this cruise.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Now, the only thing it doesn't include is travel, so if you are not obviously a Floridian, you're going to have to find a way down to Florida if you win it.
That's the easy part.
That's the easy part. Everything else is included, which is amazing. So this is let me just run it down for you. We're going to sail on the Norwegian Sky, which is a humongous cruise ship. And it starts in Miami, goes to Key West, and then goes to Great Stirrup Cay in the Caribbean. And bands will perform on the ship and on the island. All the performances included. And that includes Flogging Molly, obviously, The Offspring, which I am so excited to see. I've never seen them play live, and I love them when I was younger. Buzzcocks, The Vandals, Lagwagon, and a handful of other incredible, incredible punk rock acts. Plus, if you don't know this, you can go back over and check out when Flogging Molly was on this very show, and we had Matt Hensley on the show, who not only is in the band, but happens to be an incredible professional skateboarder. And his crew, his skateboarding crew, H Street, is also going to be on the ship, and they're building a half pipe in the middle of the ship, and skateboarders are going to be skating.
That's unreal, man.
I cannot freaking wait.
It's unreal.
If you by going on this cruise, you'll be able to hang out with the bands for 3 days, see them perform, and hang out with us.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Because we're going to be there, and
Woo!
we're going to have coffee on the cruise. We're going to be providing coffee on the cruise for all 3 days, so you'll be able to find different areas where they'll be serving Death Wish coffee, and all of your meals are included. There's a really nice steak restaurant that you have to pay to eat at, but everything else, all the eateries, they're all included.
That's awesome.
Yeah, all the amenities, all the pool, the
open
gym.
bar.
Open bar from the minute you walk on the ship to the minute you get off the ship.
Ooh, that's scary.
Open bar.
Don't do that to me. Why are you doing that?
If you guys want to enter again.
Speaking about alcohol-fueled riots,
Right?
that's just a riot on a boat, man.
Right? If you guys want to
crazy.
enter the contest that we're giving out, along with Flogging Molly, you can go to the link provided. But also, if you just want to go and get tickets are available now to this cruise. You go to floggingmollycruise.com. It's that easy. I've never been on a cruise before.
Me neither, man. I can't wait.
So we are going to have our initial cruise experience, and we could have it with you. It could be you on this cruise. And, I mean, an ocean view room, like, that's so cool. Like, all of that happening, punk rock for 3 days. I have no idea what to expect.
Just
other
sunshine and beaches and alcohol and swimming.
Yeah.
And girls going, woo! All the time. Just constantly.
And Dustin going, woo!
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know it. You know it. I think I'm gonna go for a vest with no shirt underneath look.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I cannot.
It's pretty
wait.
punk rock, right?
It's pretty punk rock.
Yeah.
It's pretty punk rock.
It's happening.
I cannot wait. So between now and then, we'll continue to talk about this contest. We're really excited about it. We're really excited about going on this cruise and giving you guys an opportunity to win tickets yourself. So that was exciting. The next exciting thing.
We got mugs to talk about.
Yeah. So I got 2 of them right here. We kind of showed these before, but here they are. Boom. Boom and boom. And I think I got a picture of them too.
And you have seen the diner mugs before. We have released them before.
Yeah.
Little update with this one. The last mugs were just printed on one side. These mugs are printed on both sides.
And they're great. Like we've said before, they're not Deneen, so they're more of an everyday use. You don't have to worry if they kind of smash. Don't smash it. You want to so bad. And we had you guys help us with these. That's what's the coolest thing about this is we want to involve you guys more with our decisions here at Death Wish Coffee. And we love doing our memes, and we couldn't decide which ones we wanted to put on the mugs this time. So we threw it out to you guys, and you guys voted, and these were the 2 winners. Maybe swearing will help, and that one is, what does that one say?
Does it look like I rise and shine?
There you go.
These may not be Deneen, but these are high-quality,
Yep.
American-made mugs. These are not cheap Chinese diner mugs that you see in a diner that get cracked all up the side. These are nice mugs. They're not hand-thrown, but, man, they're the next best thing. So we didn't cheap out on these. These are very, Very high quality.
Yeah,
I'm stoked on them.
We're really stoked about them. Those are coming out.
Hey, are we allowed to say when they're coming out?
I mean, I
Hey,
always
it's
say,
tomorrow!
I always
It's
say
fucking
no.
tomorrow!
I always say no, but Dustin, I can't stop you.
I didn't even. You know what? I didn't even let you say no. It's all on me this time.
Yep. So tomorrow, guys, look, right on the heels of our Valentine's Day sale, we wanted to just keep it going. These are a limited-esque quantity.
Yeah, but we got about 3,000 sets.
All right, and they're sold as a set.
Yep. They're
Yep.
sold as a set. And we will be releasing more of these down the road.
Yeah, because they're a great, like I said, everyday mug.
I love these mugs.
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
do. Even if they had nothing on them,
Yeah.
I love the weight of them. I love
Yeah.
the shape of them.
Yep.
They're like literally the perfect
Ceramic,
shaped
made in
dynamo.
America, dishwasher safe, the whole nine. Really great product.
Sometimes I feel like those TV channels where they sell shit.
Yeah,
and
right?
Here's the
QVC.
beautiful. Oh, can you believe it's only $39.99?
Act now, and we'll throw in a Molotov cocktail.
But wait.
But seriously, but wait. So I got to bring something up. We talk, and we have been the last couple shows talking a lot about our love of the band Flogging Molly.
Yes.
Love those guys. If you guys don't know who they are, go check them out on the episode on the podcast that they were on. But they are an incredible Irish Celtic punk band. They're great. Violin, banjo, guitar, bass, drums, the whole nine. Really fun band. Another band in that same realm we love here at Deathwish is Dropkick Murphys. And Dropkick Murphys are also an Irish punk band. And in fact, if you don't know who they are, if you've ever heard the song Shipping Up to Boston, that's Dropkick Murphys. That's the theme of The Departed. It was the theme of the Red Sox for their last World Series win. These guys are the darlings of Boston, basically. And we love them. And I got to go out and help shoot an upcoming Grind It Out that we're going to do with them.
I can't wait to see that.
Which was a lot of fun. We basically did a day in the life of Ken, the lead singer of Dropkick there. So we had a lot of fun doing all the things that he does in the day in the life of being the lead singer of Dropkick. It was excellent. Dropkick Murphys also are an incredible band because they started their own charity organization, and it's called the Claddagh Fund. And the Claddagh Fund does a lot of stuff for people dealing with addictions, kids in halfway houses in general, the whole industry that is built around helping people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol. They raise money through the band and also through charitable events to help this problem.
And now they're raising money through a Deathwish mug.
Yeah. Oh, and he just said it. That's right. We're gonna. I can't believe we're gonna show you guys this. But we're gonna show you guys this. This is our next mug. Our next mug for St. Patrick's Day, or a little bit before, so you can get it for St. Patrick's Day, is right here. And you can put it up there because I got a photo of it too. Look at that. And there's the photo. Look at that. We're doing a joint mug, Deathwish Coffee and Dropkick Murphys.
Probably more. Is it focused?
No.
Okay.
I'll put the photo up. Yeah.
Oh man, it's beautiful.
It's
You need to see it.
It's beautiful. We are so excited. We are doing a joint mug. It literally says Deathwish Coffee on the top, Dropkick Murphys on the bottom. An incredible Scully with his bagpipes going over the moors.
I love that. I love that
Ireland
logo.
there. And you might notice something else about this mug. So there's going to be a normal run of these mugs, 5,000, and they'll be released around St. Patrick's Day time. But when I went out and hung out with the band for the day, we took a handful of these and we had them sign them. The whole band, as you can see, the whole band signed a handful of these, and we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to do some contests, some giveaways, and a chance for you guys to win signed Dropkick Murphys Deathwish Coffee mugs. But even regardless of that, you're going to have the chance to just get a normal mug as our St. Patrick's Day, and proceeds of that will go to the Claddagh Fund. We are going to donate a portion of those sales to the Claddagh Fund, which is going to be incredible. And on top of all that, if you guys don't know what we do about golden tickets nowadays, the golden ticket mug is always released a couple weeks before the actual release of the mug, and it is in a different color. So it'll be a different color than this. But now, as of what we tried out the last time, and it was great. It was a great idea, a huge success. We're going to do it from now on. We're going to give away on the Golden Ticket Day a Dropkick Murphy's Death Wish Coffee patch.
It's a badass patch too.
It's
It came
a
out
badass
great.
patch. It's the same emblem as on the mug, and you'll get this free with any order you purchase on the Golden Ticket Day, and that obviously will be coming up before the release of the mug. Like I said, we can't give dates of that yet because we don't even have them on the calendar yet. Maybe we do. You shush. You shush. We're not.
They're on the calendar. You're lying.
We're not gonna get in trouble. But we're so excited about this mug. It's so cool to be able to do something again for a charitable organization, but also just to see Death Wish Coffee and Dropkick Murphy.
Yeah, it's so cool. What?
So cool, and it's a tankard. If you can't tell, there's your Valentine's Day mug. This is like our tankard. Our
It's a
normal
big boy.
tankard.
Yeah.
I think it's 18 ounces.
I think so too.
Yeah, my chili eating mug.
You and your
I
freaking chili.
I love chili.
That's so weird.
I
man.
guess with this it'd have to be shepherd's pie. I'd eat shepherd's pie out of this because it's the.
How do you get the layers to line up in the mug?
Carefully. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when I get one, and you guys will too. We cannot wait. We were so excited to reveal this stuff for you guys this week.
Look at all the goodies, man.
So many goodies.
By the way, there's more. No, there's not more. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like I say every time, make sure you tune in next week for more awesome news from Death Wish Coffee.
That's the show, guys.
That's the show. This is your last chance. Share this feed. Comment shared. You could win this Valentine's Day set of mugs right here. We'll sign the bottom, send them right out to you guys. Thank you so much for interacting. Thank you so much for sharing, watching the show, listening to the podcast, telling your friends and family about it.
And don't forget to hit up me or Jeff on Instagram or Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Yep, very easy. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin. Also, don't forget to share this feed to win these mugs right here that I'm holding. We will sign the bottom of both of them. They already have my awesome germs all over them. They're great. They're extremely limited.
Yeah,
They're
super limited.
They're red and white. There's also numbers on the bottom. You can put coffee in them. You can put small amounts of chili in them.
Small amounts of chili. You really are going that QVC route. But again, guys, I can't stress enough for thanking you for watching and enjoying the show because you know where to get all of the best information. Subscribe to the newsletter. Text mugs to 4848. Do all the things.
As my grandmother would say, we are just so blessed. We're just so blessed. It's fantastic. It's beautiful.
Hashtag blessed.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much.
y'all.
Goodbye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
This has been Fueled by Deathcast, a Death Wish Coffee Company podcast production. Thanks for listening.